Translate this into modern terms, and you can feel how offensive it really is. Imagine a story titled The Good Mexican or The Good Black Person. The label itself would expose deep prejudice. It would imply that the group as a whole is inherently suspect, and that the storyteller's surprise at finding one who is good is meant as a rebuke to others, not as genuine respect. So when we hear the Good Samaritan and think it's about radical inclusion, we're missing the subtext by a mile. The story doesn't dissolve prejudice, it uses prejudice to drive the point home. When we peel back the layers of the Good Samaritan story, the popular interpretation starts to collapse. It's not a parable about embracing the whole world. It's not an ethic of radical inclusion. At its core, the story is about reinforcing boundaries within Israel. Jesus uses the figure of the Samaritan, the lowest rung of a despised in group, to shame the elites at the top. The Samaritan isn't held up as an equal, but as a mirror showing how far the priests and Levites had fallen short of their own law. What's striking is how later Christians retold the story. Over centuries, the parable was rebranded as a universal call to love everyone, everywhere. That retelling sanitized the exclusivity baked into the original context. It transformed an in house critique of Jewish elites into a sweeping moral slogan about compassion for all. But if we return to the first century world, we see the limits. Jesus' vision wasn't liberation for the oppressed or solidarity with outsiders. It was a supremacist framework, Israel's restoration and rule, with even the least inside the family able to shame the great into proper covenant behavior. So the Good Samaritan doesn't open the door to global love, it exposes how narrow the door actually was.